Hello everybody, my name is Dawson and today I'm going to be teaching you how to do redstone. So we're going to start off with the basics, but at the end of the video I'm going to show you how to make this, which is a circular piston door. So hopefully I'll be able to get you guys to understand this by the end of the video, so let's just go ahead and get started. So the first rule of redstone is it travels 15 blocks and any farther and it just stops. As you can see, this one's not powered. Get another lamp for proof. So 15 blocks is as far as it goes, but if you use a repeater like this block here, it'll reset and go another 15 blocks, but it adds a tenth of a second every time you do that. But if you take a repeater and every time you right click it, adds another tenth of a second. It can add to 4/10 of a second. So like this one takes longer than if I were to go like that. It's much faster. So that's basically how repeaters work. They add time based on how many setbacks you have. Another thing about redstone is it can travel through one block. So as you can see here, it's going through this block into a repeater, goes out and into this block, which powers this lamp. And then redstone torches, they power whatever block is above them, or if you put like redstone here, it'll power that. But if you power the block that the redstone torch is on, so if I put a redstone current going into this block, it turns off the redstone torch. So that's how that works. And then next we're going to move on to pistons. So these two are sticky pistons and this is a regular piston. So when you power them, like I'm powering this block, which means it goes into every direction, including this one. And then when you unpower them, you can see these two bring it back because they are sticky pistons. And then this one just leaves it there because it's a regular piston. So that's useful in some things, but I use sticky pistons much more often than regular pistons. And here's some things you can do with sticky pistons. So basically you have a redstone current going through this block here to here. But unless there is a block here, it can't do that. So when you activate this, makes it so that the redstone current can go through. So basically this is a thing saying you have to have both of these switches on for it to work. So that's pretty simple. And here kind of uses a little bit of a bug. I guess not really a bug, but I don't know. It's weird. So if I press this button, it lifts this up while the redstone current's going through it. So you have a super fast redstone current go through to here, which goes around to there, which causes the piston to kind of glitch out. So it extends and retracts super fast, which leaves the block here. So it's kind of complicated, but all you really need to know is what you can use it for, which I'll show you that later. Now we have piston doors and stuff, so you literally just have a lever, two sticky pistons, like that. But there's still kind of a gap here, so to fix that, you can do something like this, which is a bit more complicated, but not really. So I'll show you how to make that. Basically have 4 pistons like this, and then 2 more like that. So basically what we want to do is, let's say the wall's right here, like that. You want to have redstone here and here. Like, so we're going to put our torch or our lever here. Then you want to have a redstone repeater on 2 ticks, so that's 2/10 of a second, going like that. So now if we get a lever, we can put that there, and it basically powers these blocks first and then powers these ones. So it moves this piston over here, but since it's being powered from above, it extends this way. So then when you depower it, it depowers this first, so it retracts, and then these two retract it back. So it's a pretty simple one, but took me like, I don't know, took me like 3 weeks to figure it out because I had just started learning Redstone back in the day. But yeah, so this is a really basic door, but it works really well. Next we're going to move on to observers. They're new to Minecraft, so there's still a lot of stuff you can do with them that I haven't really figured out. But basically, they detect block updates. So if anything gets placed down in front of them, it sends out a super quick redstone pulse that'll do basically that. Which is super useful because it can detect literally anything. So you place a block, detects it, power the block, detects it, switch a lever. It's not detecting whether it's powered or not, it's just detecting whether it changed. But that gets super useful later on. I'll show you in that build later at the end of the video. But now we move on to comparators. I also use them in that thing. They do a lot of weird things. So basically, it says you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 blocks going into here. And then it basically extends it back out to there. But if I do this, nothing happens. But if I put it, or if I right click it, it does subtract mode. So you have 4 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is saying 4 away from 15 goes out. And then this is saying take 6 away from 11. Because, 15 minus 4 is 11. So it takes 6 away from that. So, I don't know. I'm still learning comparators. They're weird. But that's what subtract mode does. But regular mode is basically if you have a stronger pulse than the original going into the side. Like, if you have a stronger pulse going into the side than you do going here, then it turns off. So right now it's at 4 and 4. So it stays on. But if I do it to 3, it turns it off. So I'm still kind of confused about how these work, but I know how to use them in builds. But we're just going to move on past that. So here's a double piston extender. So basically, you can take this block and move it 2 away, instead of just 1, like all the other builds. So basically you just have 2 observers facing that way. So they're basically looking at this block here. And then, so you power this, and then it basically sends a current here, but there's no block here. And then it sends a current down here, which makes it extend its block out to here. Then it really quickly retracts. I don't know. It's weird. The point is, it works. Which is also important for my circular piston door. Next we're going to move on to hopper observer chains. It's basically whenever you flip this, it'll send a current through all of that to right there. And this is basically the same thing but using droppers instead of hoppers. It makes a bit more noise though, but these can be infinitely expandable. They just take 1 tick per observer. But you can also do that, or like you can do all kinds of stuff like this. Basically you just have an observer facing that way, followed by a block, and then hopper, or dropper. Either one works. So then you basically just go like this, as far as you want. Oops. I think I can do that. Yeah. So that just creates an infinite loop. Oh. Oh, I get it. So that's powering this. But anyway, that can be useful for stuff like this, where it just shoots arrows. So it's basically just that that. Wait, that's not right. There. So anything you put in here gets dropped out immediately. So I'll just go pick up a bunch of arrows real quick and show you. And then if you just put a lever on it, it stops. So that's useful for just quick firing mechanism. And then this right here is basically, is it working? Yeah, okay. So you have to have both switches off for this one to work. You can't have one or the other. It has to be both switches off, and then it'll raise the piston. So that's basically just two different redstone wires running into the same block that powers the contraption. Next we have slime blocks. So basically slime blocks will pick up any block that they're touching. So any block other than obsidian and I think glazed terracotta, but yeah. So any block except for pistons and stuff, like if I were to put that there, it would just lift up the block underneath it. It doesn't pick up the piston that it's attached to. But next we have trap chests. You probably have figured this out by now, but just in case you haven't. You open up the chest, it fires arrows. Or more, it sends a redstone signal, and then I attached it to arrows. So just repeater behind it, going into dispensers with arrows in them. Next we have more things you can do with comparators. This is the more useful thing that I use them for. So you have an item frame with a comparator behind it, and depending on what setting it's on, it will send out a different redstone pulse. So as you can see, every time I turn it, it goes up higher. And then this also works with cauldrons. So if I get a bottle, you can do like this. So it's now only going to here. Do it again. Only to there. Do it one more time, it just turns off. So that's how that works. Next we're going to move on to flying machines. So this one uses observers, slime blocks, and pistons, sticky pistons. So it's a two-way flying machine. Oops. So as you can see, it flies up and down. So I'm going to show you guys how to build that. You have that there with the slime block, and then piston there, I think. So it's pretty simple. You just go like this, and I think that should be done if I just go like that. And then you break this block underneath it, and it starts flying upwards. Put a block on top, stop it, and then find the other piston. Where to go? There. Not piston observer. Flies back down. So that's pretty simple. But now we're gonna move on to more redstone stuff. So this is a kind of weird thing. I think it's a glitch, but if you have slabs like this, so it's only the top block. So like, oops. So it's only the top half of the block. So it'd be like that the whole time. It'll go up like this, but then if you take a lever and you try to go back down, it doesn't go back down. But as you can see over here, it doesn't do that unless it's half slabs. So it's kind of a weird thing, but it's very useful. Alright, so next thing we're going to move on to before we start building this is basically like a pulse extender. So as you can see, it turned on as soon as I pressed it, but it takes a minute to turn off. So it turns on instantly, and then takes a minute to turn off. So If you do that, I'm pretty sure it doubles the amount of time. Yeah. So that's super useful for this machine. And we're going to start building this right now. So what you're going to need is pistons, repeaters, redstone, comparators, torches, observers. You're going to need a lot of stuff. So I'll get to the other stuff when we get there. But let's go ahead and start. So first off, you're going to start with a 2 by 10 area. So that's like eventually it gets to by 12. But yeah. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. So you start with 2 by 10. Then you're going to want to find the middle of it and then put 2 redstone there like that. 2 pistons there. And then put 3 blocks on each side like this. Then you're going to want to put redstone torch here and here with pistons on top of that. So that's basically going to be our door, like the bottom of our door. So that's going to be closed, I guess. We'll go ahead and make the outline of the door real quick. Just so you, I guess, know where to put your blocks and stuff. So we're going to go like this. And then same thing on this side. Oops. So once you're finished making the outline of your door, you're going to want to find a lever. And then just put that there. And then you want to put repeaters going this way with the redstone dust in between. Then go like that, basically. So that unpowers the torch, which causes them to retract. And do that on this side too. So, as you can see, these are pulse extenders, so makes it retract instantly and then take a bit longer to extend. So that's going to be really useful later on. And for the top pistons, we're going to just go ahead and put torches here. I'll explain that later. But now what you're going to do is face these repeaters, so have an observer like that. And then have stuff like this. Actually, let me switch that out for slabs. So we'll have a slab like this and that, and then have a thing like coming out of this block with 2 ticks on it, and then just go like that with a block there. And then from there we'll just place 2 pistons like that. And then we'll just go ahead and do the same thing on this side. Oops. So 2 pistons facing this way. And then we want to have redstone poles coming out like that on 2 ticks. And next we want to put an observer facing downwards on both sides. Place redstone dust on both of those, and then put a block here with a redstone repeater on 2 ticks facing into that block. Next we're going to place the blocks, place blocks here and here, just for the sake of having them there. Next we're going to go up like this. And then you're going to want to place 2 observers facing downwards. And then I think you go like this here. Put that one on 3 ticks. Put another block here. And then 2 blocks like this. So that basically does our double piston extension. So we'll do that again on this side. So here, and then 2 observers, put 1 there, or put 1 redstone there, put it on 3 ticks, go like that, and then here and here. So that should be it for for the bottom half and the middle. Now we just got to finish the top half, which is going to be these redstone torches we placed earlier. Put a block there, going into a block, and then we're going to need a dropper. You can do this with hoppers too, but droppers are easier to make. So basically go like that, and then put an observer facing that way, and then you want to put a redstone, or not redstone, sticky piston on top of the observer. So we'll just do that again on this side. So put that there, block in between, and then dropper, observer, sticky piston. Then you're going to want to get a cauldron, because we're doing comparators things again. And then you want water. So basically just go like that on both sides. And then on top you want to go like this, that, and that. So just do that on both sides. Oops. And then take a comparator. Excuse me. Comparator, redstone, like this. And then you want to get your sticky pistons again, and basically face them downwards, like that. And then, so as you can see, it's open right now, and if we press this, I seem to have made a mistake. Yes, I did. Alright. There. Sorry about that. So basically just break the piston and put it up 1 block with the block in between. And now that should make it work. So if I break these really fast and then place it down again. Oops. There. So there we go. So that's a circular piston door. So in case you guys missed it, I messed up right here at the end, so I'll just go ahead and redo this one last bit. So you're going to need observer facing redstone torch, and then block in between with the dropper, with another observer facing that redstone torch, with the block in between, and then you want a sticky piston with a cauldron full of water in it. So there we go. That's how to make that door, and that's it for my video. So if you guys enjoyed or learned anything, then please consider subscribing and hit that like button down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!